That is one big pile of shit.
This film is titled Batman and Robin. It came out on the 27th of June, 1997. It was written by Akiva Goldsmith, directed by Joel Schumacher, starring the main cast of George Clooney as Batman Bruce Wayne, Chris O'Donnell as Robin Dick Grayson, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl Barbara Wilson, which we'll talk about, Michael Goff as Alfred Pennyworth, and Jeep Swenson as Bane. Some fun extras here. Good old Jeep. Fun extras is Vivica A. Fox is Mrs. B. Haven, Freeze's henchwench, who's like wanting to heat up his cold heart. And then Elle Macpherson is Julie Madison, who's like Bruce's love interest. And John Glover, the voice of the Riddler in Batman the Animated Series, is Dr. Jason Woodrue, the creator of Bane and Poison Ivy.
Yes.
Which was great fun to watch him.
Yeah, he was fun.
Yeah, he was. And then finally, we got music by Elliot Goldenthal. Honorable mentions here for Elliot Goldenthal. He returns to Gotham City for a second time after composing the music for Batman Forever. He is also known for scoring Across the Universe, SWAT, Heat, A Time to Kill, Interview with a Vampire, Demolition Man, Alien 3, and Pet Sematary. Quite a mixed bag of fun nostalgia movies, action movies, and
stands
shit.
Out, but
I mean, Interview with the Vampire, like that was pretty.
It was a good movie. I don't. The soundtrack.
I don't remember. Yeah, I do remember Demolition Man just because I love that movie. So like that. That's Alien 3. Yeah, Alien 3 and Across the Universe. That Beatles movie is just garbage. So we don't want to talk about that. What do you think of the music in this movie?
It's fine. I mean, it just adds to the just ridiculousness of it. It wasn't occasionally, I suppose. I'll be honest, I didn't really notice. I was so appalled. I didn't feel like it stood out particularly.
Fair.
I know you're more of a soundtrack man than me. What did you think? Did it do it for you?
Well, it's like I love Batman Forever. This as my weird guilty pleasure. It's like in one of my top 3 favorite Batman films. Sometimes it's up there because it's just great fun, and I watched it so much as a kid. So the hype is real for me with that movie because I watched
stacking up like ammunition against yourself. Batman is terrible. Batman Forever, I love. I didn't say it. Just he did. Okay.
It's true though. So with the music, I actually quite like the Elliot Goldenthal themes, the march, especially the bum 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 bum. I really like that. It's definitely fitting for this universe as well. I've always thought that. I mean, it doesn't touch Elfman's score. Obviously, that's just the best Batman theme ever. But he had to follow Elfman, so I think he didn't try and just do Elfman's score. He went his own direction and he did his own thing. And I don't think it's bad. There's times where like the music makes this film a little better for me. Not by much, but it does just because I like the theme. But that's as far as that goes. Writer Akiva Goldsmith.
Yes.
He wrote Batman Forever. His other writing credits include A Time to Kill, Lost in Space.
That did well.
Yeah, that did well. I remember that film. I had toys and stuff. Like, it probably sucks now, but I remember that film as a kid.
It sucked then. It was bad.
As a kid, Lost in Space, Batman Forever, they were just on repeat. A Beautiful Mind, he wrote. He wrote I, Robot, Cinderella Man, The Da Vinci Code, I Am Legend, Angels and Demons, Transformers, The Last Night, and The Dark Tower. Just mostly shit, really. In that lot.
Yeah, I mean,
especially really. if you've ever written a Transformers film, I'm sorry, you're never going to be someone that I like.
To us.
Yeah. If you would have told
absolutely.
me, like, when I went to go see any of those movies, but especially if I was forced to watch Transformers: The Last Night, which I did actually watch at one point back in the day. If someone told me this is the same guy who wrote Batman and Robin, I'd be like, oh, so that's why this is a big piece of shit.
That
or
makes
one of
sense.
the reasons, yeah.
I mean, it's a Transformers movie, so that's the first point. Second,
Batman and Robin. Yep.
That guy.
He's also credited as being the creator of the TV show Star Trek Picard and the live-action DC Titans show on Netflix. Both of those not really that loved either. They've got a mixed audience of lovers and haters there.
I'm sure he's made a lot of money.
I'm sure he has.
Creatively successful, debatable, but
debatable.
Sure, he's had a great time.
And then finally, director Joel Schumacher returns to Gotham again after directing Batman Forever. He's also known for directing The Lost Boys, Falling Down, A Time to Kill, 8mm, Phone Booth, The Phantom of the Opera, The Number 23, and Blood Creek, which came out a few years ago. And sadly, Joel Schumacher, he died a few years ago, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And he had said that he reckoned that he had slept with over 1,000 people in his lifetime in an interview. That's insane, because I guess you'd start...
That's a lot of people.
God damn, that's a lot of people. Yeah.
He must just be tired. Just be really tired.
He just had a massive orgy one week. It's like, my numbers have shot up. I just had sex with 800 people.
I need to rack up my numbers. What can I do?
The world's biggest orgy.
I'll pay everyone £1, and I've got like £1,000. So there you go. Done.
All right, it's our utility belt of fun facts section here, where I'll just list off some makings, and you can tell me what you think about them. In later interviews, director Joel Schumacher blamed studio pressure to make the film more toyetic. In a making of documentary on the DVD, he apologized to all fans that were disappointed by this film. I've always thought that was pretty big of him. You know, he didn't have to years later be like, "Hey, you know what? I'm sorry I made this," because a lot of directors kind of stick to their guns. The fact that he apologized for disappointing people, I thought that was pretty big of the dude.
Yeah,
to do that
is. George Clooney's done the same thing. He apologized. He's apologized numerous times for ruining the Batman franchise. It's a tricky one, because toyetic to me seems to be more about like the aesthetics of the movie rather than the story and the substance, which is very much lacking. Yeah. So I think that can only go so far.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a mess. I know actors often say they don't know if they're working on a good movie, you know, until it's done. But surely everyone involved here must have known, like, oh my God, what are we doing? Yeah. It's just so bad. I mean, so bad.
Even from that intro where you're Batman, you jump through the window and you go, "Hi, Freeze, I'm Batman." Like,
yeah. Hi, Freeze, I'm Batman.
The, no pun intended, the coldest, lamest delivery I've ever heard Batman say, "I'm Batman."
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
It's so weird, the delivery. Like, any sense of jeopardy is immediately neutralized.
Yes.
By the cold, meh. So, you know, oh, you decided to show up. Like, what? You're in a rocket. It's going to blow up. Like, it's not time for bants, Batman. Bat-bants.
Watch that first step.
Oh. And those opening credits are hilarious. You get, like, they never end. There's a shape and a shape and a shape and a bum and a clip and another bum and a boot and another and a codpiece and a bum. And then it's like, what is going on? It's drugs. It is drugs. I think Joel Schumacher never admitted that, but I think, as you said, he may have racked up his bedpost notches on that film because he was just out.
He was.
Out.
He was.
I hope they all had fun. But
yeah, he just occasionally poked his head out of the orgy pile, and he's like, "What scene we shooting?"
Don't worry about it, Joel. And then,
go back to your orgy.
And I don't know, maybe Arnie just thought he looked good in the makeup. Like,
I don't understand.
It glitters.
Oh.
I'm covered in glitter. I look great. And then that's it.
Look, I don't mind his what's it? The why can't I think of the word that goes in your eye? The contacts.
Contacts, yeah.
Yeah, bloody hell. I don't mind his contact lenses because it gives it this like blue, cold sheen to his eyes. However, very briefly in this, at the beginning, he has these like black goggles on, and I was like, already you're looking a little better there, Arnie. Like,
He did
you
have
want
the
those
goggles.
just like soulless eyes, or to have the red eyes from Batman the Animated Series. You know?
That'd be cool.
Because the storyline of Nora Freeze is literally taken from Paul Dini's writings in Heart of Ice, which came out in 1992. And ever since Paul Dini did that episode, we wrote it and Bruce Timm and directed it. Ever since that was produced, everyone has gone, oh, Mr. Freeze has a wife that's in cryostasis and he's trying to save her. But this was the first film to do it. And it's just like, wow, we haven't seen a live action Freeze or Poison Ivy since then. Yes, you can count the Gotham TV series, I know, and there's other TV series, but I'm talking about a movie. We've not seen a live action Freeze or Poison Ivy, and Batgirl.
Yeah, no Batgirl.
And I think it's literally Warner Brothers being like, we are never going to use those characters again because we are so scared to use them.
I completely understand. Like, they just ruined it. They completely ruined it.
It's so
Uma
bad.
Thurman's performance is so odd. It's just bad.
She's
Silverstone
like, do you know what
bad.
she's like? Like, Uma Thurman is like some sort of 30s, like transatlantic femme fatale. Like, what is she
Poison
doing?
Ivy, see?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want to come and swing on my vine, see?
There's something about an anatomically correct rubber suit that puts fire in a girl's lips.
That's a weird kind of, like...
Because she speaks normally as
parlor.
Pamela Isley. She's normal there. We see her being like, doing a little recording and obviously watching Dr. Woodrow. But the moment she becomes Poison Ivy, she's like, I'm going to talk about what I want to say, but I'm going to say it like this. And you're like, what are you...
like this?
Yeah, what happened to you in the plants?
She's so ugly as Pamela Isley, isn't she? She's got glasses and no makeup. Oh, God.
Stringy hair.
Oh,
and a lab coat.
Oh, all those turn-offs. Oh, and then and such a seductress, isn't she? The first time she comes out of she's Poison Ivy, it's just rubbish. She's just got a few vines on her,
and red hair. And red hair. Yeah, I know.
Like, I could do a better costume at a party.
I want to see you come out of the ground and do your Poison Ivy.
It's better, I put more vines on me at least. Like, wrap them around my arms, not just flop them off. It's rubbish.
My lips are poison. Oh, God.
I'm wearing rubber lips. Oh, amazing.
I love how he brought condom lips to that situation. Like, Batman's like, make sure you wear protection. And he puts them on his lips. Amazing.
Oh no, it's so bad. She loves me. No, she loves me. No, stop it, Bruce. She's in love with me. It's just, it's
you know what?
Painful. It's painful.
If he was a 13-year-old boy, 14-year-old boy, it would play better. I don't know if it would work, but it would definitely play better because he's being he's becoming a teenager and he's obviously being a stroppy little kid. But when you're 43 years old, like Chris O'Donnell is, it doesn't fucking work.
He is 43. Yeah.
He's crazy. Man. I was like, you are a man. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I want a Robin signal in the sky.
Why don't you trust me? I want to be trusted.
Oh, God. I got so tired of that.
Oh, it's so bad. And why was Alicia Silverstone? She was dirty. Like, she always had, bike grease on her face, I think. It was weird. It's a weird choice. Yeah. She was, I'll tell you who was us during the movie, who was the audience. Alfred.
So,
to
me...
Ill for the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, right at the beginning, he's going...
Gonna die.
Oh. It's like, I know how you feel, mate. Because I have to sit through this.
I'll cancel the pizza.
I'll
That's
cancel the pizzas. I love the way he says that.
It would have been better if he'd have died at the end, because then the real emotion of the audience would have been delivered.
Yes,
I think.
yeah.
He was fun, Alfred's
Don't
fun,
ever
but...
let this be released to the public.
Hey, Robin, Alfred's dead, and that would be the end.
Yeah,
That's
it would be.
Just cool.
Well, I really liked Alfred's storyline in this, because I've always liked Michael Gough. I think he's great. He's the only Alfred I see in my mind when I see like Alfred, right? Everybody, Michael Caine, I get it, but he's just not posh, and I don't.
Well, not Andy Serkis is Alfred.
Oh.
All right, my swine. All right, you all right, mate? You come down. I'm not feeling very well, my swine. I think I might have McGregor's disease. All right, my swine. No, Andy Serkis.
No.
He's definitive, isn't he?
Oh God, yeah. I really like Michael Gough. Rest in peace, bless his heart. But the whole Alfred situation of him being ill. Love the flashbacks in the hallways where you saw him with young Bruce. I will say, I don't like this movie. Surprise, surprise. No one does really. But the scene between him and Bruce where he's like, "I love you, old man," and he's like, "And I love you." Honestly, I was like, that's some of the best Alfred Bruce Wayne scenes that we will ever get. I was very impressed by that. I was like, wow, that's like a diamond. Oh no, not diamonds. We can't talk about that. We're going too far. But that was
big diamonds. I love them. I want a big diamond.
They power my suit. Why? I don't know.
I put them all in the thing, and then they all work. I don't know how.
Do you think it's that like late 90s, like because diamonds were ice, so it's like check out my ice? Do you think that's why they did that? I guess because he says like get the ice, and I don't know. But going back to Alfred, what I didn't understand is he's dying. He knows he's going to die.
Yes.
And his only priority is call my brother and make sure he's the butler here when I go. I'm like, anything else? No, just make him the butler. Like, if I died and my request for you was, go tell my brother that he's got to come be a butler. I don't care what his job is. Well, he's got to leave his job.
Tell my brother he's got to host the podcast. That would be it. That's your one thing. Yeah. That's the thing. Anything else? He must host the podcast. It's your death wish. So.
And he still wouldn't do it, would he? He hasn't even spoken to his brother in fucking years, so he doesn't know what he might be doing. Like, he might be like, I ain't going to go to America and do that. That sounds terrible. That's the reason I don't talk to him anymore. Because he went and ruined his life by being in servitude to a rich white guy. Like, I'm not going to do that.
And then Barbara turns up from, it is Barbara, isn't it?
Yes.
From Oxbridge. She's from Oxbridge Academy.
Mate, my favourite George Clooney moment in this whole film, it's so subtle, but my favourite moment is when Alicia Silverstone shows up and they're walking through the gardens, and he's like, you're taking a break from Oxbridge or whatever he says. And she's like, how'd you know that? And he's like, because it says it on your pin. And when he says that, he looks around like, everybody else get that? No one else got that. I got that, though, because I'm Batman.
I'm on break from
Oxbridge Academy, Alfred's alma mater.
The new computer sciences division. How'd you know?
It says so on the patch on your sweater.
I'm the greatest detective. He looked so chuffed with himself, and it made me laugh. I rewound it like twice because the way he was kind of like, no? Do you see that? That's the greatest detective at work there. You check that out?
I like that Batman's basking in his detective skills. Like,
gloating.
Hey, Alfred, you see what I solved over there? Pretty tough crossword puzzle. I think I'm pretty good at this.
Sir, it says it in big bloody bold letters on her shirt. I could see it, and I can't even fucking see anymore.
I saw it first, Alfred. I think I'm the detective around here.
What do you think of Clooney as Batman Bruce Wayne?
I like Clooney a lot, but this was... I mean, it was like... turn up your Clooniness to 11 in all the wrong places.
Yep.
There was no Batman and Bruce Wayne. You know, like Bale. I think as much as I think his Batman voice is stupid, they're two different characters. You can tell that when he's Bruce Wayne the Playboy, he's turning it up for that, you know, that role, and then he's kind of private Bruce Wayne and he's Batman. They're three different characters, whereas it's just George Clooney.
Yes, it is George Clooney.
He's George Clooney Batman. He's George Clooney Bruce Wayne. He's the same all the way through.
Absolutely.
No difference.
And you could tell it's George Clooney in the suit. It's the only Batman where I'm like, that's George Clooney. Like, immediately see it. There could be other Batmans from a distance where I may be like, is that Val Kilmer or Michael Keaton? You know what I mean? Like, vaguely different, but that's just, you could see it's his mouth, his chin, like, it's so George Clooney, because a lot of his likeness is in his chin, George Clooney. Like, there's a lot in his chin, and that's what the Batman mask is. So, yeah, I thought you could easily tell it was George Clooney. I do like him more as Bruce Wayne than Batman. Like, if I could watch a whole movie where it's just him remembering growing up in Wayne Manor with a dying Alfred, I think that'd be pretty good. I think that would be all right.
Sell, like, as you said, when he's in the corridor and he's having the flashbacks, his face tells the story, and that there is like a vulnerability and he looks kind of sad. But yeah, when he's Batman, he's not a good Batman. It's weird, isn't it? Because he sort of, I'm thinking of him in From Dusk Till Dawn, when he was basically the same character. But it worked really well because he was meant to be a nasty, cold criminal. Whereas Batman's not a cold criminal. He's just not that. I don't know.
He's not. Work. No, I know what you mean. Like, watching Clooney try in this film with what he had, I think if he had a better script and a better director and a better everything, I think he would have delivered quite a great performance as Batman and Bruce Wayne.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he is. But it just, he had so many Clooneyisms, as you said, that he was just kind of being himself, which doesn't. He's not Bruce Wayne in real life. It works for Robert Downey.
Dismissive. It's like it's just nothing touches him. He's just everything just washes over him, and that's not.
That's Tony Stark, right? Like Robert Downey, it works for Tony Stark. They're the same, but not Batman. It's different.
No,
like, he pretends to be but behind closed doors, he's an angry, bitter, vengeful person. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, there's one scene where when they come back from the bike race, which is essentially the same thing in Batman Forever. There's like a whole thing with Robin fighting the Neon Gang.
I quite liked the Illuminous guys that were very briefly.
They were in Batman Forever.
Yeah, they look cool. I like that makeup. That was the coolest makeup in the whole film. Yeah, that actually looked good.
I felt like the Neon Gang from Batman Forever that were in this film as well, very briefly, would work perfectly in a live-action Batman Beyond film.
Yeah, they look really cool.
Batman Beyond, they look like they belong in a future Gotham.
Yeah.
Did you see the Clockwork Orange gang in the in the crowd? I was like,
the actual Clockwork Orange gang.
Yes. Yeah. Why are they there?
Just weird.
They're just huge fans of the movie. They're not even.
Also nods to Jurassic Park and Back to the Future and all these other films that. Like, what?
And how Fast and the Furious did that bike chase feel? It was such a Fast and the Furious scene.
It was.
I was waiting for Vin Diesel to show up and be like, with family.
Family. That would have been good. Yeah, it's but it was probably the strange way. It was the scene I enjoyed the most, but it was still very bad.
Yeah, it was very bad.
Kind of different, but slightly more grounded than the rest. I don't know. Until. Yeah, they're falling off the edge of the cliff thing again. It's
the same. Yeah. So some fun facts here. Continuing on, both Val Kilmer and Joel Schumacher had little interest in working with each other again after not getting on during the making of Batman Forever.
Right.
Kilmer took the role of the Saint, and Schumacher happily recasted the role. So they both kind of were just like, I'm good. Like, don't want to work with you again. And I like Val Kilmer as Batman. I've always thought he was good. But as you know, I'm Batman Forever's biggest fanboy, so a little biased.
So. I think Kilmer is notoriously tricky, though.
Yeah, we'll save that for our Batman Forever review, I suppose.
Yeah.
Another idea that was considered for the role of Batman Bruce Wayne was David Duchovny for this movie, which would have been worse than Clooney, I think.
Yeah,
Probably
kind of the same, maybe.
Yeah,
I feel like he would have delivered it in a kind of a similar way, but I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah. So Mr. Freeze says 27 ice puns throughout the film. 27 ice puns
And
are
they're
in this
all
movie.
hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
My god, so funny.
Surprised they didn't go for 30.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of Mr. Freeze, before filming began, Schwarzenegger had heart surgery. Studios were aware that Arnold Schwarzenegger had developed a heart condition and were reluctant to insure him for an action movie, so he had open heart surgery shortly after being cast and was fully recovered before filming began. That's some fucking Mr. Olympia right there. God damn.
It is, but it was interesting. I want to talk about that, and I'm just finding. So this was very much around Arnie's kind of fall from grace.
Yes.
Which
Eraser came after this, didn't it?
With The Maid.
Yes.
It was, yeah, so
The
hang on.
Maid.
I'm just finding the list. So this was 97. So he'd done, I think True Lies was 94.
Yeah, True Lies is a great film. That's not his downfall.
True Lies is a great film. But, yes, so post True Lies, it all went downhill. So, Junior, Eraser, Jingle All the Way, Batman and Robin.
Hang on, I like Jingle All the Way. I can't, in full
Moving
conscious.
on, Batman and Robin, End of Days, The Sixth Day, it was all bad after that. And then he kind of disappeared for a while and came back with... He popped up in The Expendables, but then he was in Maggie. We played with the zombies.
I saw that film. It was okay. It wasn't as good as
all right. So
I was hoping.
He started this more kind of dramatic
Arnold
a few years later. But yeah, it wasn't a good time for Arnie.
No, his Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesus, his Mr. Freeze, when he's like, kill the heroes, and he's like, yes, kill them, it was very Turbo Man, like,
Turbo Man.
Yeah, it was just the same thing. I felt like he was in that parade again at the end of that movie.
But it's like, it's kind of like you said about Clooney, should be vengeful, grieving. Arnie he's all about trying to save his wife.
Yes.
Yet he does it by making puns. Like that's his thing.
It doesn't work, right?
He's just got to be more serious.
He's got to be emotionless, like fucking Mr. Freeze, who's lost everything in his life and has no empathy or sympathy for anything.
Quite cold, you mean?
Yes, very cold.
Yeah. You're cold.
You are not sending me to the cooler.
Chilled to perfection.
Yeah. Instead, it's that.
It is that,
which is.
Yeah, so
all
this is also the first Batman movie not to be the highest grossing movie of the summer in which it was released. So that was when Warner Brothers was like, uh-oh. But it was the second Batman movie in which the actor playing the main villain, in this case Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze, is billed over the actor playing Batman at the beginning.
First billing.
So obviously the first time was Jack Nicholson as the Joker, billed over Michael Keaton, and then Schwarzenegger was bigger than George Clooney at the time, and that's why. Do you know how much Schwarzenegger got paid for this movie?
An insane amount, I imagine. What should we say? 20?
He got paid $25 million for this movie, and he only worked 25 days of shooting, and he had stipulating in his contract that he will only work 12-hour days. So he literally worked what most of us end up working and got $1 million a day to play this goofy, ridiculous, pun-heavy Mr. Freeze.
The 90s were wild. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
That is crazy, isn't it? That is completely crazy.
Also, Chris O'Donnell revealed that despite hanging out with Schwarzenegger a lot off set and during promotion for the film, they never worked a single day together actually filming. This was achieved with stand-ins when one of the actors wasn't available. So O'Donnell and Schwarzenegger never actually acted in the same scene in this movie. It's one of them is a stunt.
It's a shame because you imagine the fireworks, the
acting chops.
The chemistry between them would have been incredible. It's such a shame that they didn't get to express that.
God. Also, the other ideas that were possibly planned if this film was successful was a film called Batman Unchained, which Schumacher would have returned to direct. It would have been a direct sequel to all of the Batman films that have come before it. So Scarecrow and Harley Quinn would have been the main villains, supposedly, with cameos from past villains. Villains? Wow, I can't say villains today. With cameos from past villains in the series appearing as hallucinations due to Scarecrow's fear gas. DeVito's Penguin and Jack Nicholson's Joker were amongst the name of villains to return in those hallucinations. I don't know how that would have played. It would have been probably Clooney coming back as Batman, if this did well, and who knows who Scarecrow and Harley Quinn would have been, but you would have had Jack coming back in probably 2001, Jack, I would reckon, when this film...
Jack.
Yeah, I don't think it would have
still the Joker. He would have been... Yeah, that sounds awful. That
does.
Very, very, very bad. I mean, they basically did that in The Flash, didn't they?
They did do that in The Flash, yeah.
And it worked so well in that.
So, Bane actor and wrestler Jeep Swenson died 2 months after this film's release, which I have in capital letters. That's how bad it was. I made myself laugh. He literally died because he's like, that was terrible. Boom.
We're not laughing at that man dying, but your joke was very funny.
And finally, fact here is this is voted as the #1 worst movie ever in Empire Magazine's 50 worst movies. So out of 50 of the worst movies, this is #1, which is so bad.
Fair enough. That's the thing. It's not just the worst Batman movie. It's one of the worst movies.
Yes.
Like, full stop. It's
absolutely.
Just, how did you feel about Batman and Robin hanging out at the auction to auction off the diamond?
I hate...
They're just fun public figures, aren't they? Who come to auctions.
Batman and Robin as public figures that go to fucking nightclubs or or auctions.
It's like Adele, like they go to Saudi Arabia because some guy pays them like $1 million to do a little showcase of their moves.
But they're not even being paid. They're just like...
he's got a back credit card though, hasn't he? That was fun.
Oh god, the infamous back credit cards. Yeah, I guess we have to mention it, even though everyone under the sun knows it's just the worst thing ever.
$7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
But I don't like when they go to crime scenes and they're just walking around. That leads me to another thought. The sets in this movie are awful. They are so bad.
Dreadful.
It's like it's a stage play, but it's a movie.
Yes.
Obviously, there's Batman 66 influence in there. I know that, but that was a TV show. Yeah. This is a fucking 10. I don't know how much. 100 million maybe this cost, something crazy like that back in the day. And it was like Batman and Robin on ice, but it's a fucking movie.
It's like, this set looks far too good. Let's make it look much worse, and then we can go. Like, it's just, it's so weird. It all just looks so pretend, and
it does. Rubbish. Everything looks rubber and like fake.
Like, it makes the Batman Returns set look like grounded.
Yes, it
huge.
Does. Yeah,
like it's just
it felt small. Bad. Everyone felt like they were on wires too. Like there was no gravity to anyone in this movie. They were just
and the editing
floating.
Was just
the editing was bad.
The fight with the opening one with the all the skating men, and Freeze throws his gun up, so whoop,
that throw
it's just
with his
all
gun.
Over the place.
And there's that security guard that goes, "Oh!" Like he sounds like Tarzan the way he yells. I was like, what? That was his moment where he's like, "I'm gonna make a scream so memorable, no one's gonna forget it after they've seen it."
Whoa! That was amazing.
Jerry,
amazing.
Where did that come from, Jerry? You're the boom mic guy. That was great.
But it's funny you said about Chris O'Donnell and Arnie not being on set. Like you can tell. It's because everything's just chopped up so much. No one's in the same shot.
Yeah.
Everything's like the fights are just reaction and
the fights are bad.
It's chilling me to the bone.
I don't get back. Like, do you know what? George Clooney would have been a better Mr. Freeze because he's so emotionless in this fucking movie, which is what you want out of Freeze. He punches through that like piece of wood or whatever and he goes, "Good night."
Good night.
There's no delivery there. You're just saying a line.
No.
I don't
he does. He just
understand at all.
But that was all part of the plan, I guess.
I think that the plan was let's just make this piece of shit and get paid and get out of here, because I don't see any substance besides the Alfred, like I said, as being a worthwhile plot. Like the whole we're going to freeze the world and then these plants are going to be the new species and we'll be Adam and evil.
Yeah, nice.
Why is their plan to freeze the world and then have plants? Like, first of all, plants won't grow in that environment. I don't think you know, but plants don't grow in the winter usually, especially your tropical fucking plants, Poison Ivy. I don't think that's going to work. That
doesn't make any sense. Their plans make no sense whatsoever. No plans.
Yeah.
I remember a bit towards the end where there's the big telescope and there's the and there's the two people like hanging on the telescope
the whole time
for ages. Like Batman's like, hang on, like, are you okay? Yeah, all right. Like the acid, the lactic acid in their arms. There is no way. I've seen climbers who couldn't hang on for that long.
That I was going to say.
And then they fall, and it's like, you didn't save them. You just left them there. Hold on. Like, no, go and get them.
I know. Like, I love how they hung on, and they were having conversations the whole time, and they were just being thrown around, and no one, the superheroes, thought, we should probably take care of that now, because they are going to fall, and we'll have to do that later, and it's going to be harder to take care of them. I mean, I'm surprised Batman wasn't like, so you held on there for like a good half an hour. Do you want to be my new Batman, like Batgirl and Robin? Like, you want to join the Bat family? Because you guys
are incredibly strong. Well done. She's like, and then and that's that comes after Robin's fan car.
Oh, mate,
it's like it's so lame. There's the Batmobile, which looks like a carved pumpkin. There's Batgirl's bike, and then Robin's like on his fan car.
He definitely got the short straw.
Hey, make way, guys.
It's gonna get what?
He should have been playing a guitar like the guy in Mad Max, like a fan. That would have been cool, wouldn't it?
Playing the Batman march. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I was going to ask you, what did you think of the vehicles in this? But you've just described the Batman as a car, the Batmobile as a car pumpkin. It's terrible.
There's and it doesn't make sense at the beginning. Freeze has like a spiky car and then it's a rocket. Why is he in a rocket?
I don't know.
Why are they going in a rocket?
I don't know.
And the Batmobile looks stupid. It's convertible, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't like. It's a one-seater as well, which is interesting. How he gets a partner and he's like, the Batmobile only has one seat now, Robin. Sorry about that.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's like, Alfred, how many seats does the Batmobile have? No, I need to have one. Just one.
I don't want that fucking 42-year-old sitting in there with me.
Yeah.
I want to get out of here. I think that also Robin's motorcycle takes so long to come out of the ground at the beginning. Like, the Batmobile tears off. Like, by the time it comes out of the ground, which is hilarious that he has to wait for the Batmobile to leave to get to his bike.
Yeah.
Like, but by the time it comes out of the ground, Batman's probably fucking solved the crime, because he takes ages to get on it and get out of there.
Do you think that's all Batman's plan, though? He's like, Alfred, I always have to leave first. I need to leave before he does. Make sure his bike takes a long time.
He's fucking useless, Alfred. He does nothing.
Yeah. I don't trust him. So that's why.
And also, I was thinking about how the whole procedure works when they come back from crime fighting and they come back to the Batcave. If he wants to get in there first, Robin has to be like, but dude, I need to park my bike and it needs to go into the ground, so I've got to go in first.
So Robin has to get back first.
Yes.
And then close up, and then Batman has to...
And then shout down the long entrance. Okay! Well, I'm ready for you now.
And now Batgirl, and is Batgirl now going to have to go in before then? Will there be another hatch for her bike?
Canopy. I love
Robin's got his fan car. That's going to have to go somewhere. I imagine Robin always gets the short straw, doesn't he? He's got his stupid fan car. Keep up, Robin. Keep up.
This thing doesn't even have horsepower. It's got wattage.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
That's it.
slow.
Batman's like back at the cave, and Robin's still going through the streets of Gotham.
Oh no, the fucking motor's running out the fan. Someone help me, please.
Robin, where are you?
I'll be there in about 3 days.
It's so slow.
That's
so
just great.
slow.
I love how he's just hindering Robin as much as possible so he never has to fight crime with him.
Yeah. All these joggers on the streets just like running past him.
He finally catches up with Batman. Batman's obviously saved the day. He's like, you'll get him next time, buddy. Don't worry.
Batman's off out again. Robin's just got back. Batman's going out.
Yes.
It's night again.
Oh, God. And the
Robin
whole...
just books a hotel, like in the city. It just takes too long.
And the whole Robin signal in the sky, like, that's weird, first of all. But what I really didn't understand was Poison Ivy went to that great extent to steal the keys from Commissioner Gordon or, like, you know, seduce him and stuff. And then Bane just lifts up the whole thing.
Yeah.
First of all, why did you need the keys to turn it on? If you got a guy that can lift it, surely he can figure out to just punch something to turn it on. But also, when you lift up a light and you take it out of its power source, it turns off. And it stays on for whatever reason. And also, to add to all of this, the bat signal is obviously like a decal on it that's painted on it.
Yep.
And then the next time we see it, it's got a Robin signal. Perfect Robin signal, by the way. I don't know who'd managed to get that to the print shop in time and
Bane
get that
made
printed.
it. Bane made it.
Yeah, it's excellent with his excellent
He's
skills.
clumsy in some ways, but very able and artistic in other ways. You just don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't really understand his character.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I mean, obviously, this film understood Bane to a T because they knew exactly
Anyone would
how
ever
to do it.
show the Robin signal. Oh, Batman, we've got to go. My signal's in the sky. No, thank you. It's the bat signal. Let's not pretend.
And also, if he wanted to leave, Batman's like, well, look, I'm not going, and the Batmobile's sitting over your fucking bike, mate, so you're not going anywhere either.
You want to go on your fan car?
The fan car!
Oh. Where's Robin?
Oh, God.
Come on!
So some more thoughts I had here. I like the way Manor and Batcave in these movies. I just do. I've always liked the Batcave being this kind of like, it's almost like a bit Thunderbirdsy, you know what I mean? Like it's got this big computer and this with the car in the center,
all the hatches.
I like the suit vaults. It just seems like I like that it's a big cave hole and that everything's in that hole. That sounds
It is
rude.
a big cave hole.
It is a big cave hole. So I've always liked that. And as a kid, when I would like build a Batcave or like play with action figures and stuff, that was what I imagined. So I've always thought that was kind of cool. What I don't get though is there's weird reflections, like these caustic reflections on the ceiling. Where's the water in the cave?
That's just Joel Schumacher tripping. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's him.
That's all that is.
That's him mid-orgy acid trip.
That's all it is. There's no more, don't look into it any more than that.
And if there is water, it must stink. Like cave water, that's gonna stink. Like it must smell so bad
should
down
have
there.
said that the first time she went down. Whoa! Oh God!
Actually, it's not
horrible.
McGregor syndrome that's got Alfred. It's just he's been inhaling mold for like decades.
It's terrible moldy water. But for some reason Batman's immune to it.
Oh, I don't understand also what Arkham Asylum is. It's like this giant steeple, like church, like prison, but it also is built into a mountain. It looks like a singular mountain with like bridges that go out for forever.
Like you said, like it's basically as a kid when we would play with action figures and make bases. That's what we'd see. Asylum.
Yeah,
that's what we would have made.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
For some reason, it made it to this multi-million.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Arkham Asylum is at least included in this movie. Same with Forever. Like We never got that
Yeah.
in the Keaton movies. We never got Arkham, so this was the first
Tim
time.
Burton doesn't care about comics. So,
Yeah, exactly.
you know.
So he wouldn't care.
Yeah.
We get Riddler and Two-Face's costumes in the evidence room. Did you see those in Arkham Asylum? That's a little Easter egg there.
Didn't notice.
No,
I think I was too busy sort of like pulling chunks of hair out of my head at that point.
Did
Like,
you
"Why?"
notice? Did you notice who played one of the Arkham security guards?
No.
So one of them is a guy named Ralph Moeller, who plays the big friendly gladiator in the movie Gladiator. He's like this really big dude that helps out Russell Crowe in that movie. The other one is Jesse Ventura, which obviously Arnie
Jesse
got.
the Body Ventura.
Jesse the Body Ventura is the guy that Poison Ivy like kisses first in the guards, and he's like, he says one line to Arnie, and I was like, that's fucking Jesse Ventura. The way he says it. Like, it was straight Predator sounding Jesse Ventura. And it made me think, what would the random casting in this movie, what would it be like today? Like, if they made Batman and Robin today, the same exact film, but who would they cast in the roles? So I had some time to prep here. I had some thoughts.
In the same style of movie?
Same style.
Good?
It's just different actors. Same exact movie, but it's different actors. Yeah.
Well, you tell me, because I haven't thought about this.
So
go on.
I'm looking at. Let's look at the Arkham guys. Yeah, probably the Arkham security guys would be like Triple H and Kevin Nash now, or something like that, or like Hulk Hogan and
pop up.
Yeah.
Or like Roman Reigns, like
yes.
the more that he could pop up.
But they were old then. Like Jesse Ventura was like old wrestler then in '97. You know what I mean? So I thought like
maybe Randy Couture. He could come make his way from the Expendables to UFC, WWE kind of.
And then speaking of wrestling,
Ronda Rousey
would
be in it.
Yeah, she would probably be in it somewhere. Freeze, I thought like, okay, Arnie, who is a wannabe action movie star that would never get there like Arnie, but has the same kind of like ridiculous presence. I think The Rock would just be the ridiculous version of Mr. Freeze for this modern day film.
The Rock could be Freeze.
Yeah.
I could see Statham as Freeze.
I could see Statham. Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
Could work.
Or Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa, I could see.
Oh.
All right, let's cool off. All right.
I'm feeling. Yeah, I think Statham could be good. That would be good.
Statham, but we're not talking. We're not talking about good though. We're talking about how it's going to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. If I saw The Rock as Mr. Freeze, I'd be like, "What the hell is going on? How is that Mr. Freeze?"
That would be. It feels weird enough.
It does.
Yeah, that feels about right.
And then
that would be good.
I mean, easy one for me. Kane would be Bane.
Bane.
Kane Bane. Easy one.
Yeah, big strong Kane man.
Yeah.
Or he'd be the Game of Thrones, the mountain.
Oh yeah,
dude.
that would work too.
That guy. Yeah. Could be him. Pushing Poison Ivy's eyes in at the end. It's a twist.
Stop making puns. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. Bang.
Alfred, I thought Ian McKellen. I thought would be a good.
Ian!
Yes,
yeah, that
he would,
work.
And he'd be dying, and he'd be like, "Oh, this is."
I'm dying. Yeah. Or Michael Caine.
Just coming back.
Just Michael Caine again.
Yeah, that could work. Poison Ivy. I thought a little while over this. I thought if we wanted to go with someone slightly older than Uma Thurman at the time, we could go with Keira Knightley. I could see her doing just a ridiculous job as Poison Ivy. Or even Maya Hawke, which is Uma Thurman's daughter. And she is the same age as Uma Thurman was now when Uma Thurman was Poison Ivy in 1997.
What about Rebel Wilson as Poison Ivy?
Yeah.
Like someone just comical. Just like silly. It's a bit silly.
That would be hilarious, especially because everyone wants her. She's just like, "G'day."
Yeah, that would work.
I like plants and stuff, don't I? Oh God, yeah, that would be funny. And then Robin, if we wanted to go with a 42-year-old man that was pretending to be a boy, Zac Efron.
Zac Efron, that would work with his chisel face.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, that would be good.
Timothy Chalamet if we wanted to do someone younger.
Chalamet.
Yeah.
Chalamet would work. I mean, Chalamet's probably about 50 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he does. I think he's older than he seems. Yeah.
Tom Holland could do Robin.
Tom Holland could do it. Absolutely.
He needs a hit.
Yeah, he's been dying for one.
Outside of Spider-Man.
We got Batgirl. I think Zendaya. Speaking of Tom Holland, Batgirl would probably be
Yes.
Zendaya.
She's good though. Like,
Yeah, but
that
Alicia
is-
Silverstone outside of this movie isn't the worst. Like,
she's not the worst.
No. but she is in this movie, and I think Zendaya with that type of dialogue would, especially like you give women a bad name with all of this. Like, I can see Zendaya delivering those lines.
Ain't none of that.
Yeah, and then finally, I thought Batman. I thought a while about this, like Clooney-esque. Yeah, I thought Ryan Gosling would be that kind
He's
of Clooney.
way too good for this.
But
no way.
Would you have said that about Clooney back in the day? Would you have said Clooney's way too good for this, or no?
I think Gosling is a little bit goofy, isn't he? I'm not sure if.
All right, well, I got it then. I think Chris Evans is my first choice.
That's better.
I think Chris Evans, take his Captain America, but basically put him in a bat suit. Yeah, the way, and especially because Captain America's delivery is sometimes quite like dry.
Yeah, it's quite similar.
One note.
I'm Captain America.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm Batman. Yeah. Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman. Yeah, I could see.
No, that
Chris
works.
Evans. There we go. That's
that's
the cast. That's what I got.
Yeah, well done, you.
All right,
That's good.
thank you.
I have nothing, so other than let's get Jeremy Strong in there, just because he's great, and I'd like to see him in everything. Who could Jeremy Strong be? He could be the scientist, the Riddler voice guy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Played by Jeremy Strong.
Yeah. That
Or
works.
he's just Kendall, just Kendall's in it at the auction.
Bruce, you gonna fucking do this deal, dude? You gonna fucking do this deal, dude? We gonna do this?
Dad.
Yeah. That's not
cool.
That
would be it.
That's not cool, Mr. Freeze. That's not fucking cool, dude. That's not fucking cool.
That would be good. It's like it's kind of like Gotham meets like National Geographic in a kind of like Kenya kind of way.
Yeah,
you know?
It's toyetic, but it's more than toyetic.
Yes, that's it. So Kendall's in it.
Kendall's in it. Yeah, Kendall Roy is in it.
Yeah,
and Brian Cox is Alfred. As Logan Roy.
That would be good. That would be good.
That would be great. We could do a Succession cast of this, right? Kendall can be Batman. Yeah, you could have Kendall as Batman.
Kendall as Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd be awful. Yeah.
Fucking good night, dude.
He thinks
fucking
he's Batman.
Good night.
Yeah. Kendall thinks he's Batman, which is brilliant.
And then, of course, Roman is Robin. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Shiv is Poison Ivy.
Yep.
Tom is Mr. Freeze.
I think Tom's Mr. Freeze. Yeah, he is.
Greg is Bane.
Yeah. Big Bane.
Logan is Alfred.
Shiv.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then who could be Batgirl? Who's the
Roman's Jerry. Jerry is Batgirl.
If anybody doesn't watch Succession, this conversation's not for you. I'm sorry. So we'll get back on track.
Then what's wrong with you?
I love that casting. That is amazing.
Yeah,
Succession, Batman and Robin. Batman and Succession. Yeah?
I mean, I don't know how you came up with that. That's inspired.
All right, we're done. Oh, God. We've made this movie better already. Yeah. I thought, as we just mentioned, Robin, we haven't really talked about O'Donnell besides him just being a petulant man-child. But there's some scenes in this, like he's looking at Poison Ivy on the back computer, and I thought he was going to have a cheeky wank because he was like zooming in, and he's like, "Who are you?" And I was waiting for it to like pan out and just see his body like vibrating in the chair from behind.
But he does that like when he first sees Batgirl as well. He's like eyes all over her,
and he looks like he's like 3 feet tall because she's standing on this like pillar at the front door, and he's like, "Please be for me."
Please be looking for me.
And he looks so tiny. He looks so weird.
When will he trust me? When will he trust me to the mic? Oh, he's rubbish.
Even, you know what? Clooney's most emotional delivery, besides the conversations with Alfred, is when he's talking with Robin at the end, and he's like, "I want you to hear me, Dick." And the way he says "Dick" is so great. He really,
I noticed that
he leans into Dick.
He does lean. Yeah, he does.
Is that the subtitle? He leans
I think it might be. He does really lean into it.
Oh, he leans into Dick. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alfred. Yeah, I mean, the other thing I really didn't understand about Alfred was he's dying. He wants to obviously pass it on to his brother. He also did Alfred invent AI in this movie? Is he like the first? Is it Alfred intelligence, not artificial intelligence?
I think it is Alfred intelligence.
And what I don't understand is when Barbara goes down into the Batcave, there's all those lasers, and as she crosses one of them, Alfred pops up on screen and goes, "Intruder alert, intruder alert." Now, if you had broken into the Batcave and didn't know Batman was Bruce Wayne, you certainly would after his fucking butler shows up on the back computer going, "Intruder alert." I'm surprised he wasn't like, "I am Alfred, Bruce Wayne's butler." In case you're wondering.
Intruding in Batman's Batcave, Underbrain Manor. Stop it. Yeah. Stop it.
And if he invented AI, do you think that like he shows Bruce and he's like, "Master Bruce, I've made this fantastic thing. It literally can do anything. It's me, but it's artificial intelligence and it will live on forever." I think that it would just end up being used by Bruce and Dick just to like, I don't know, like Alexa. Like they're like, "Alfred, play our Spotify, turn off the lights, will you?" And he's like, "Fuck." Yeah. My purpose.
But Master Bruce, I'm so much more.
Alfred, turn off the lights.
Show me a picture of my dead parents again. Oh, again, Master Bruce.
It'd be great if also, just like my fucking Google or Alexa, if he was like, "Alfred, turn off the bathroom light." Yeah. And it's still on. And he's like, "Alfred, turn off the bathroom light." I'm sorry, would you like me to look up local bathrooms near you? No! Geotagging your location now. Oh my God.
Making you a cup of coffee, sir. That'll be it. Show me a picture of my parents. Showing pictures of holiday to Tunisia. What? Why?
Wow, that place looks pretty fucking dope.
He just gets it wrong. I must go back. I really liked it there. Yeah, he just gets it wrong. Of course he would. It's AI.
Yeah.
Alfred
Alfred intelligence. So I think Batgirl, I don't know what to think of her in this movie. She's doing the best she can.
Pointless.
But she's so pointless. And why is she Alfred's niece and not Gordon's daughter? I don't.
Yeah, that's a weird relationship.
I know they did it so they can be like, "Oh, he's related, and that's why she comes to see Alfred, who's dying."
For the last
but it's
time.
It just didn't work.
How'd she on? And I've heard that like the work that they have to do at Oxbridge Academy is really intense. So I'm surprised that she was able to stay away for as long as she did, because she probably failed her degree.
I think she was just thrown out, and then she's like, "Well, I live here now, so." That's the end of that story. Yeah. And also, when he first meets Batgirl, she's like, "Bruce, it's me, Barbara." I'm sorry. How can you not fucking tell?
Bruce, it's me, Barbara. I found the Batcave.
We gotta get those locks changed.
She knows who we are.
Guess we'll just have to kill her.
Yep, we'll kill her later. We have work to do.
That it's the same person that's been living in your house that literally has the same hair, the same everything. She's just got a domino mask on. Like, it's same for Chris O'Donnell. I'm like, dude, you are so clearly Chris O'Donnell in that little fucking domino mask.
But I mean, Batman's really observant, so.
Like later on when she's got the bat cowl on, when they're doing their like change of outfits for toy reasons.
Bum,
in their
boots, chest.
Yeah. But she's got her little helmet on as well, and it's got bat ears, and I was like, that's more like Batgirl right there instead of a domino mask. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be Batgirl and not have bat ears. Like,
no, you gotta have ears.
Yeah, and she doesn't at the beginning. I'm like, why? She's just Robin, but a girl. She's Robin Girl.
Yeah, it sucks like the rest of the film.
Yeah,
It
true.
sucks.
Do you think we talked about Arnold enough with his presence?
I think we went
in
pretty
this movie?
Arnold heavy at the start, didn't we? So,
I think we did.
We can.
I mean, it's just he's like just the biggest action star in the world.
I know.
And it's such
I
a
was
weird
a
part for him.
huge Arnie fan. Like
Yeah.
Arnie was it for me.
Yep.
Around that time, particularly when I would have been like 15, I was well into Arnie.
Yep.
I remember being horribly disappointed by this at that time.
I was
thought,
too.
yeah,
I
that was
remember
trash.
going to see this at a cinema in Tunbridge Wells where I lived, and it was the last film that I watched before I moved to America.
Mm.
And I remember watching it and leaving, and my granddad said, "Well, that was a big waste of time." And I remember being like, because I was like, "Oh, that was cool." But that stayed with me, where I watched that movie again and again after that, and I was like, "Yeah, this is a piece of shit, isn't it?"
Yeah.
And it wasn't over time. Like Batman 66, you realize you get the joke, when you watch that show. When you watch this movie, there is no joke to get. It's like it's just so obviously bad.
Yeah, it's just bad.
And at first, when I was watching this
misjudged.
movie, I was like, "Oh, I'm having fun because it's so bad. Like it's so bad, it's good." But it reaches a point, and I think the point is when Barbara shows up and Poison Ivy is like coming to town with Bane. It all just becomes, there's no longer any fun. You're like, this is just bad. Also, when she comes to Gotham with Bane, Bane's disguise is just in a picture. You see him in a trench coat and a hat with his fucking Bane mask on. And I'm like, dude, it's so
Such a great
obviously Bane.
disguise. I wish they'd used that in The Dark Knight Rises. Like they just carried this like very serious, very, and then it's just Bane with the hat on.
Nothing to see here.
Gotham's making me. Yeah, it's me, Bane. You probably didn't recognize me in my hat. That would have been good.
I mean, I
Just a
guess
hat.
this isn't the Bane performance that everyone remembers. Obviously, the Tom Hardy one, because for the impression alone. But Bane is just a mindless monster, and that's not Bane. Like in the comics, which literally came out a few years before this movie, and he was like a big character that everyone wanted to use in their Batman properties. He was this genius, and he was better than Batman in both intelligence and in strength and strategy and everything. And Batman, that's why he broke Batman's back, and it took Batman a long time to get back to killing it. Well, not killing him, but defeating him. Where in this, he is just like bomb. And
that's it. He's just Frankenstein, isn't he?
He is Frankenstein. That's exactly what he is, and it's so
she's the
weird.
bride.
And she is the bride.
Yeah.
I also like, what do you think her pheromone dust smells like? The thing that turns everyone on? Because
I imagine it smells delicious.
Do you think it smells
a very sweet kind of
do you think
like candy floss
smell. Do you think it's something that only like it's different for everyone? Like that's why everyone is so attracted to it. So like Batman smelling like the smell of his mum, his parents, his mum's perfume, where Robin is
then that turns him on.
That's true. Well, it warms the blood, which is that's true.
Maybe.
Oh, my mum's perfume, that gets me every time. Alfred wears it sometimes around the house.
Oh God. Mom.
I think Robin's would just be the loss of his virginity. That would be the smell that he would smell. Yeah. Or maybe it's just manure and like just cow shit. She's just wafting it in people's faces. They're just giving her. They're giving her whatever she wants because
they just like it. They just like it. Like it stinks, but they're like, "Oh, I love it. I just love it." Yeah, it probably. I thought it looked quite nice.
Please, I'll give you whatever you want. It stinks so fucking bad.
Do you think? I'm surprised, like Chanel didn't release a
Poison Ivy scent. Yeah, that's true. Missed opportunity there.
Why didn't a classy company like Chanel go on the Batman show?
Yeah, and you get Uma Thurman to do like the Ode to Ivy, and then like
Ode to Ivy. Oh, you like my scent, do you? Oh.
Where are
It's
these?
pretty good, ain't it?
Where are these scents for all these broads around Gotham City?
Yeah.
God.
Smell like a real broad with my scent.
And that whole bidding scene made me very uncomfortable. It's just a bunch of rich old white men bidding on young women. I was like, this is gross. I'll bid $1 million for the barely legal girl in the back. I was like, I don't think that this is okay.
I'd like to blame that on the pheromones, but I'm pretty sure that's just them. That's just rich men.
Yeah. One thing, I mean, I'm picking this plot apart, but seriously, one thing that I was thinking, how did they think this was going to work? Was Freeze was like, okay, in my weakened condition, I'm no match for the bat and bird. I love the way he says bird as well, bat and bird.
Bird.
Yeah. So he buggers off, and Uma Thurman's like, I'll get your frigid bride, and I'll bring her back to you. See?
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
How the fuck did Freeze think, oh yeah, she's got this? Like, how was Poison Ivy going to go, okay, I'm just going to grab this tank of liquid with this human woman in it, and I'm just going to bring it back to base without anyone noticing? How? What's her plan?
She's a very industrious woman with many practical skills. I'm sure you should be able to bring her back intact. Yeah, I don't know.
And then she came back. She's like,
doesn't make sense.
She's dead and has the necklace. And Freeze is just like, that's all I need to know what.
It was her that killed it, Freeze. It wasn't me. I'm Batman.
It's so dry and boring.
So boring. So boring.
And the other thing I noticed was Bane his venom was called Super Soldier Serum, and I was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, that's completely Captain America.
Yeah.
That whole thing. He's this skinny boy who becomes all pumped.
Yeah.
And then and dumb. Like, I guess he was dumb to start with. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. He was just this skinny punk. He looked like he was from Mad Max, didn't he?
It's quite funny, isn't it, though, the way that our expectations of actors' bodies have changed. Like, Bane now would be insanely jacked.
Yes.
If that was the way that they, like, he'd be stupidly
He was more like
pumped.
50 strong man.
Yeah.
Big. Like,
and
like from a circus, it's like our incredible strong man, and it's just like it's more fat than it is muscle.
Batman would have taken off his shirt and looked like Chris Hemsworth or something at some point.
Absolutely.
Like that's where we are with this now.
Yeah.
But back then he was just kind of like a muscly fat man.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. That's exactly what he was. He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
And they all have different I was going to say shapes and sizes, but that just sounded weird.
They do have different shapes and sizes. Yeah, they do. All of them. They're all different. And that's fine. That's fine.
Well, I don't think I could. Is there anything you want to say about this film before, as you do in your show, we flush it down the fucking toilet?
No, I honestly, I think we've given it far more than it deserves.
Yes,
I have nothing else to say.
We've talked about this film for almost the length of the film.
All I can see is Robin's fan car, which I wrote down about 4 times.
You got so excited over the film.
That was it. Stupid chase, I wrote. What else did I write? Poison Ivy's costume is rubbish.
Bane died because of this movie.
I've written Bants underlined.
Is it Bat Bants?
Yeah, it's just Bants. Oh, and Cowabunga.
Oh, that really pissed me off. I'm like, don't bring the turtles into this, Robin. How dare you?
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Ugh.
All right, cool. And also, everybody, if you don't know, Ben does a podcast. He's taking a little break right now, but you should go and check out Watching Films on the Toilet, which is a podcast he does with his good buddy Eamon, where they have to watch films on the toilet because they can't watch them around their kids, specifically for all of the drugs and violence and sex that these films usually have,
these
they're
movies.
so bad, like Batman and Robin, he doesn't want to make his kids watch it, so he has to watch it on the toilet.
I wouldn't force them to watch that.
No, I was going to ask, did your kids watch it with you, Batman and Robin?
I didn't even bother. I was just like, nah.
I wonder what they would say.
And I'll watch it.
True. I wonder what because your kids are obviously
they have seen it, and they thought it was awful.
Did they?
Yeah, they thought it was bad.
Okay.
And that was years ago.
I'm just waiting if, like, is there going to be some weird renaissance for this movie where it's like suddenly people are like, you know what, Batman and Robin's pretty good, and suddenly it catches on social media, and everyone's
like Michael Mann's Miami Vice. It's actually it's actually really good. Like,
there's a lot of hidden messages.
Yeah, it's like, give it a second go. No, don't.
Yeah,
don't. Give
it's
it
bad.
A second go. It's bad, and it should stay away. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the time we got for this week. Join us next time while we'll continue talking all things Batman on the big screen. Oh, what are we going to watch next? We always decide shit. I didn't even think about that. You chose Batman and Robin.
I think I chose Batman and Robin. You choose.
Okay. We've got Batman 89 has just hit its 35th anniversary this year. I did just watch it with a live orchestra. Oh, that's something I've recently done, which was really cool. Yeah,
that's very cool.
I enjoyed that a lot. And so we've done Batman Returns. I did just watch 89. So for the listens, though, it is the 35th anniversary. Oh,
you want to do that? Sounds like you want to do that.
I tell you what, I'll put it out to the listeners for a vote. It's between Batman 89 or Joker.
Oh,
because Joker 2's coming out, so that would also be fitting.
That's good. That's a good one. And we know, in theory, how much you dislike Joker, so that could be good fun.
Yes.
I know what I'll be voting for.
Okay, so check out on the socials, guys, what you want us to watch next time Ben comes back. But yeah, always good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And remember what I told Ben when I pulled his plug. This is a one-woman show.
Crikey.
Yeah, that's the Batgirl line. That's what Batgirl said. Crikey.
Don't know what to say.
Good day, mate.
What, Rebel Wilson? Yeah. Rebel Wilson's Poison Ivy. Crikey. Pull this plug. Crikey.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.